Let's see if we're there. All right, there it is, homeboy. We live, direct. I'm here from North Hollywood. Where you at, carnal?
All the way to the in the motherland, Philippines.
Yeah, you can back up a little bit. I can hear you perfectly if you want. Up to you, homeboy.
All right, cool.
Because if not, all they're gonna see is a head, homeboy. We don't want to just see a head. Yes. Yeah. So this is the way to go about it, man. StreamYard, homie. StreamYard to give you like I think about 20 hours for free for streaming like this, and it makes it so much easier for especially for doing YouTube stuff, man. It's real easy. Hold on a second.
All right.
So with all that being said, carnal, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Pare Young, and I got a YouTube channel called Pare Young, and this is also about unity. Because when I started as a gang member when I was a little kid,
where were you born, first of all?
All right. I was born here in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. And what year did you come over here to the States?
Around 2000.
How old were you?
It's like 11 or 12.
Okay, so and where did you move to?
Originally in San Fernando Valley.
Oh, you're from the Valle, homie. You're from my backyard, carnal.
Yeah, Partinia and Burnett.
Okay.
North Hills.
That's right.
Close to Columbus neighborhood.
Move a little bit to the right, homie, so I can see you.
Which one? This one right here?
You're right. Yeah, you're right, homie. You're right. There you go, brother. So you were over there by Columbus in the early 2000s. That shit was rocking. You had Columbus, you had Valerio, you had the Langdon, you had a bunch of gangs out there.
Yeah. But mind you, this was back in a different 2000, so different generation, I guess, where you're coming from. Being,
of course.
And these were the times when they were giving kids life in prison, man.
Right.
And gang enhancement, 10 more years and all this. They were really getting people at this time. And at the time, I was like ignorant to the law. So I was like, everything is a joke. I came from the Philippines, you know?
Right. You thought it's going to be like, they're going to give you a slap in the hand and that's it, right?
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So walk me into, when was your like first experience that you knew there was gangs out here in Los Angeles?
From school. I was kicking it with the Cambodians, the Van Nuys ABZ.
Okay.
And in Fulton Middle School. And they were like, they were the cool kids, man. The gangsters were just the cool kids, straight up. There's no sugar coating about it. And they had all the girls. They were the most popular one. And all they had to do is just show violence.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to do that. I was, you know what I mean? I'll fight. So, I started going down the wrong path, thinking I was cool, thinking I was a man, because everybody thinks they're a man if they have guns, right?
Right.
That's how I felt at the time. So there you go.
So then, after how many years did you live out here in the Valley for?
In the Valley for about 3-4 years.
Okay.
Before I got busted.
Oh, so were you living out here in the Valley when you got busted?
Yeah. My last day was actually at Kennedy High School. That's where I did my Yeah,
but you're from Jefrox, right?
Yeah, from Jefrox.
And what exactly is Jefrox? When I hear Barrio Jefrox, I almost think of SA crew or SA gang.
Yeah. It's a Filipino hood in West LA, but we have a lot of Mexican homes too, and a lot of Koreans.
Okay.
From K-Town, same area.
And what does Jefrox actually stand for?
All right. Well, from what I was told, Jefrox is actually in Tagalog. It's called Jefrox.
Okay.
And they have a song about it in the 60s or whatever. And it was a famous word called it's projects. But here in the Philippines, back in the 60s, 50s, like back in the days, we like saying the words backwards. So instead of saying projects, I'm from the project, we were the cool kids. Just say Jefrox instead. So that's where it came about.
And that's what came about. So so you got jumped in at what age in your neighborhood? Did you walk in at the time?
Oh man, I was like 12.
You were a little kid.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
And then when you get jumped in, like you were saying, what did you think gangs was about at that young age of 12?
All right. I thought it was just about being cool, being an OG, having money, having girls, being at the top of the food chain, man. Like, you're not gonna get punked no more, like,
right?
Because they're afraid that you might kill them, you might shoot them in the head or whatever. That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
And so when did you get busted, and what did you get busted for?
All right. I got busted in October '03.
Okay.
That was the last time I left the streets in '03, and that was for shooting. Yeah, and then but while I was on that case, they decided they found more other stabbing case and added that up on my case. So to make sure that I'm really gonna do some time.
So what did you get? Did you get an assault with a firearm and attempted murder, or did you get like an attempted murder with
Okay, the attempted murder got what do you call this? It got lowered down to assault with semi-automatic firearm because I got caught with the 9 and the 380 Glock,
right?
and then later on down the line, like a couple months later, they connected a stabbing case
They
and
put
added up.
both those together.
Yes, so assault with deadly weapon also.
And you unfortunately came out as the time that I was kind of retiring from the gang. So by that time, you had the gang enhancement, you had the 3 strikes law, you had all kind of stuff. And you're 15. Back in my days, you would have went to YA for maybe like, I don't know, 4 years or something. How much time did you get?
That's what I heard, because a lot of people they didn't get charged as an adult. And even when I was in YA, there were people in there that had killed 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, and all they got is juvenile life. They were actually going home
25
way before me. Yeah. So
what happened to you, man? I mean, I'm sure you heard this. How does a young Asian boy like yourself get into these gangs and all this stuff?
I know, right? I guess it's the LA. I think it's the LA culture, man. Them freaking LA. Yeah. Well, you have an option. You could just be those nerdy kids that would just like be a nerd and not fight back or whatever, man, or just be a pussy. Period. You know, I don't want to sugarcoat it that much. But I wasn't, though, because I was raised different from the Philippines. I was already familiar with violence. So hey, I can do this too. I'll fight. I'm not scared, and I'll fight back. So I wanted to be cool. Everybody wanted to be cool at the time, and I didn't know any better. From my point of view, this was the right thing to do, and But I could honestly say that even though during my little kid, dumbass days, young, dumb, and full of cum, I wasn't victimizing and robbing old people.
Right.
It was never like that. If anything, the people that we had robbed are wannabe gangsters, also taking their chains and stuff like that.
Right. So wait, let's back up a little bit. When you first came to this country, how did you get over here? Did you get here? Did you fly?
Fly. I was legally. I have a green card. I was petitioned.
So your parents were here already, or one of your parents or whatnot. Then you flew over here.
Yes.
Okay, so
for
now
a better life.
Yeah, for a better life, right? For the future.
Yeah.
I love how you have such a great sense of humor about it, and I think that's just from you coming out of that ride and being free, like you were talking about, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So now you're 15 years old. You're in Silmar Juvenile Hall. I'm sure for a little while you were fighting your case for a few months. Usually that the court trials in juvenile go much quicker than a superior court. When did the judge finally hit the gavel and say, "Yeah, we're giving you 14 years as an adult"? And how did that feel?
Man, this took it took like almost a year. The first deal was 16, and then the second deal was 14 with 2 strikes, and then they gave us an ultimatum that if you don't take this, we're gonna give you like 98 years or something. Jesus. So you better take this. And of course, I got scared because one of my homie didn't take the deal. They took it a trial and ended up with like 47. So I'm thinking, yeah.
So is he still busted, or during the new laws has he gotten out yet?
He's still in there right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Does he have any action of getting out?
He should, because from these new laws, but. He has a different case. I think it was already 21 when his crime happened.
Oh yeah, so. He could. Well, I think 21 might be the age. So yeah. So tell me, you're there for a year. The judge hits the gavel. Did it hit you yet? Yeah, I mean, you're 15 years old, so I don't know if it could really hit you. Hey, you got 14 years. You got 14 balas coming, carnal.
Yeah, 14 years and 2 strikes.
That 2 strikes is major too.
Yes, that kind of scares me. Actually, it scared the shit out of me because, like, it's the fear of the unknown. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. And I thought it was a joke. Even during my YA time, like, these guys are gonna feel sorry for me when I turn 18. They're just gonna let me out. I was lying to myself, man.
Okay, so you ended up going to YA first, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you go with the M number?
With the E number.
Oh, is that what they're doing now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, they have both. Yeah,
So
bro.
what's the difference between an M number and an E number?
You know what? I can't even tell what's the difference because they were both going to prison.
Right.
So all I know is they were just prison numbers.
Yeah, because I remember the M numbers. So okay, so you're going from Silmar. What was your first week in YA like?
Crazy, man. It was gang banged out the game. You know, it's like the streets. But instead of the streets, people are just hiding in their cars and going home with their guns or whatever. This is like you better fight back or else.
Yeah, yeah, that's what a lot of people don't know over there. It's like only the strong survive, and even the strong get beat down sometimes.
Yes, sir. Everybody, man.
So
Yeah.
so you didn't have to go to board either when you go to SRCC, huh? Because you already got sentenced to an adult.
Yeah. So I I'm just waiting basically to turn 18.
So where did you end up going during your time in YA?
All right. So I wanted to stay in SRCC because one of the homegirls was kind enough to be my so-called girlfriend or whatever, so I can get, that kind of visits.
Right.
And then, bam, as soon as she gets accepted, thinking I'm gonna get a visit from a real girl, you're going to OH Close, Stockton. Like, what the hell is this, man? And then, so bam, there you go. I end up going to Stockton, OH Close, a whole new world. And this is my first time meeting Norteños.
Oh, so
And
yeah.
Bulldogs.
And how was that for you? First of all, who did you run with when you went out there to OH?
All right, there was what do you call this? Misconception that Jefrox is a Southsider, but we're not Southsiders. We're Filipino gangs. But that's correct. I said Barrio Jefrox.
Right.
But at first, I was fighting with my own Asian people. I didn't trust them. I didn't really like them. You could know how that feels from Rasa on Rasa crime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Asian crime too. And even though the whole time I still didn't trust them, but this guy named the homeboy Short Dog from Fresno Asian Crip just like embraced me tough, and I was starting to realize like maybe there is Asian pride, maybe there is such thing as seeing a bigger picture other than hating on each other,
right?
And not trusting, because in the streets, it's different, right?
Yeah, on the streets, like even when you hear right now this racial stuff going on, we hurt our own more than anybody else. Brown hurts brown, black hurts black, and Asians hurt Asian more than anybody else.
Yes, and even I even got some eye crackers that my mentality was so immature at the time,
right?
Especially in YA. I even got eye crackers on my body.
What are eye crackers?
Eye busters, like
like dissing fools.
Yes. So it's a mando. If you have that, it's a for life thing.
So was that your first tattoos when you went to YA?
No. What did I have? I have dots right here.
Right.
Yeah, and then like with the stapler.
Right.
Dot to dot. I was doing like a Leo sign on my hand. This is why I got this thing covered up. I don't know if I see right here.
Yeah.
Before in YA, this was a Leo sign.
Oh,
the horoscope.
Yeah.
So I cover it up. But what should I put? Should I put a chronic leaf or a Playboy? Which one do I like more? Of course, I like girls more.
Anybody ever jam you up and think you're from Playboys?
Yeah. But no, but I got this covered up in the Pinta in prison.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but in YA, I still have the Leo sign.
So how was it for a Asian guy in YA? Because a lot of times in YA, the difference between YA and prison is in prison, you take care of the weakest guy. You don't let guys get punked. Everybody's kind of helping one another. And YA is you see somebody that seems a little weak and you're going to try to fucking take advantage of them. So so did guys try to take advantage of you because you're a young Asian guy, and a lot of times they don't see Asian guys as big guys and think I'm going to try to punk this guy?
Yeah, I mean that's how it works. It's a dog eat dog world.
Yeah.
But the politics was on OH Close where I was at. Was they were doing the whole clicked up and ally thing. Like this was back in 2004 to 2006. What I witnessed was the Asian pride car or whatever was jumping for the Norte and vice versa.
Okay.
The Norte was jumping for them. And what's the cool thing? The cool thing about it is at the time, I guess it's seasonal or whatever, the South Side was jumping for the Bulldogs, and vice versa. The Bulldogs was jumping for the South Side.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. You were at that certain point when it was doing that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so at that time, were you guys hanging around with one another, or just maybe playing cards with one another, but not busting balls or anything with the norteños, or how was it? Did you get close to any norteños?
Yeah, I got close with some of them, but even then, even if I still had I still talk to some of the South Side that I did time in YA right now. We're actually friends on Facebook,
Oh, that's
and
right.
because real ones they recognize real ones, man, and
Yep.
everybody had to survive, but they had to do what they had to do at the time. They had to be violent or whatever, but everybody knows what do you call this, like because I would play chess with everybody,
Oh, you're a chess
and
player.
yeah,
Oh, we're
so
gonna have to play, homeboy.
yeah, and imagine as kids in CYA, those were the games that they were playing. They weren't even playing Pinochle in YA, bro.
Right. Yeah.
They
It
were
was
all
spades and dominoes
and
and
dominoes.
chess. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit of
Yes,
handball.
yes, and handball. Everybody's addicted to handball.
So you experiencing that North and South thing when you were down in SRCC at that point, would you see Southsiders as an enemy yet, or when you went up to OH, did you finally see them as an enemy, or did you ever? How was that with you?
All right, I understand. I get what you're saying. See this is I've talked about this on some of my videos a while back. I had a homeboy named Stranger from the hood,
Okay.
and what do you call this? Actually, I just jumped him in. I just jumped him in YA. He was already hanging out with my homies. He
Right.
said, so I said, "Fuck it, you're Jefrox now." So you call him Stranger, but at the time he was already riding with the South Side.
This was a Mexican cat. Was
He's
he?
Filipino.
Oh, he's Filipino, but he was writing. Okay, I get you.
Yes, and but I said, don't put 13. Just let them know that you're you got their back, that your homies, but don't put 13 because we're not 13,
Right.
And yeah, I know. So, but so what's funny is he would get down with riding with the South Side. He would get down with the Norte, but being that we're Filipino, we're from Jefrox, I'll ride him a wheeler, a kite. Hey, fool, you want me to get your run backs? I ain't tripping. And then he hears me. If a Southside called me out and I get down with him, he hears about it. He'll write me the same thing. Hey, you want
Right.
me to get your
Right.
run back? Don't even trip. This is nothing, man. So
So
yeah,
what was the biggest difference between norteños and sureños over there that you saw, or was it the same thing, just kind of a different style?
both soldiers, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, both warriors. Even as a little kid. So I've seen them. They're really loyal. They're loyal to the organization. Some are more mature.
Right.
Yes, I've kicked it with them. I know them. I still talk to them. For some of them until right now. But
Right.
at the time, it was like the same thing that I witnessed being in California with a lot of Mexicans, especially in Silmar Juvenile Hall. They would say, I'm down for my barrio for life, eh? I don't give a fuck. You give me 500 years right now, I ain't tripping. There's a
Right.
lot of those at a young age,
At a
and
young age.
I witnessed that, but they don't really comprehend and understand what they're talking about at the time,
And you know that, all too well, right?
Yeah.
So when you're in OH, you're still thinking as a youngster, I'm gonna get out of here, right?
Yes.
So what is it? The day you turn 18, they ship you off to state, or did they wait a little bit?
Exactly on the same day, you're out of here.
Really?
Yeah.
So on the day you turn 18, they tell you, let's go. Where do you go for reception?
Excuse me, Tracy Reception, which is close by from Stockton.
Okay, now when you get to Tracy, who are you running with? Who's the first guy that you meet that? Because I'm sure you're walking in there. It's a new place, a big place. It's different than YA. I'm sure you're saying, shit, who's gonna run me down? Who's the first guy that you remember that ran you down?
Scared the shit out of me, man. At first there was the holding tank in there, and I was like looking at the holding tank. Why is everybody big, man? Oh man, I'm gonna get beat up right here, man. I'm gonna get killed. So, anyways, they put me on the. I almost told the police. I almost said like, I think you guys are making a mistake. I'm not supposed to be on the holding tank, man, with all these big people. But I can't say that because
Of
wait a minute,
course.
I'm 18, right? So
Right.
I belong here. So I just went in there trying to, everybody got that three face,
That's
trying to
right,
act
homie.
hard. Yeah, what's up? I'm not scared.
No fear.
No fear, no fear. And I go in there and I see this a little Hmong Asian guy. Yeah, way more skinnier, way more smaller than me. He's small, and I'm just trying to feel his vibe, and it just feels like he has no fear, like he's just comfortable where he's at. So we're both at the reception. We're just chopping it up. Like, why is this guy seems like he's not even tense, or maybe I guess I didn't know about the politics, and it's not that
Right.
simple where another race could just call you out on the spot.
It's not
That's
YA.
not how it works in CDC. Yeah. So I was getting culture shock, and then I'm running into a lot of other Asians and seeing, learning, bro. I was just like learning from zero because I'm about to see. I mean, I know stories or rumors from other people, but this is actually me living in real life, the
Right.
how it is because I was actually there. So,
So how was your first week in reception?
gossiping, man. Uh, because for me that was my survival. I have to actually know my surroundings and what's going on.
Right.
And the first yard that I went to, I was looking for the Asian people. Like, I think we're so small that I think that we have to stick together. That's just like an instinct, intuition. So I
Right.
found them. I saw like a little group, like 5, 6, 7 of them hanging out. Oh, hey guys, I'm Youngster from Jefrox. You know what I mean? Where you guys from? Oh, we homies, we homies. All cool. That's cool,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah. And then man is so we're just chilling, and then that's when I saw the other VN cat. There's another Asian cat by himself, and I want everyone to be together,
Right.
you know so I asked, like, hey, what's up with him? Let's call him over here with us so we can be more of us.
Right.
And nah, they're just like, oh, I heard this guy, I heard this, I heard that guy,
Oh
but
shit.
nobody has paperwork. So it was just, all right, so I wanted to put in work. This is my chance right here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Just you see the mentality of being
Yeah,
fresh off the Y is
of
it's
course.
weird.
But at that time, you now has it sunk in yet? I'm gonna do these 14 years or 13 years that you did.
Yeah, bro. At this time, uh, man, I had so much hate in my heart at the time about myself, about, man, it's to the point where I was being so dramatic that I even wrote that people that love me, my own jefita, hey, don't worry about me, man. I'm gonna do the rest of the time. Don't send me money. I got this. Don't just forget about me. I got this. I'm gonna get out one day. Like that, like hella dramatic and shit,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
It was like when you say you're grabbing your nuts and saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna ride right now. Leave me alone." Right.
Yeah, yeah. Because I feel sorry for them, bro. Even from the beginning. Uh, and just I'm starting to mature more and more now. Starting to
Right.
see a different. I'm starting to evolve to a different. Basically, just growing up and seeing, different perspective. Yeah.
Right. Of course, and we'll get to that. So now you, how many months are you in reception up in Tracy?
Just like less than 2 months, they got me out there quick.
And when you guys run, is the Asian car, is it the other car, or does it depend how many guys there is?
All right. See, what people don't know is that the real OGs that had put in, that sacrificed their life for the Asian Islander to have a workout area and territory and respect. They don't like to be called other car because that's what the prison call us, the police call us, the other car.
Okay. Okay.
We're the Asian Pacific Islander car, but
Okay.
everybody knows us the other car. But if you
Right.
talk to like a real OGs, that people that are in there, they're gonna tell you.
That's what's up. I'm
But
respect. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure, man. So okay, so now you're going. You're there for a few months at reception. Where do you land? What joint do you go to?
Oh, when they got me to Pelican Bay,
You froze. Oh, you went to what level yard were you in the bay?
that was a level 4 180 on B yard.
Man, so you're going from OH Clothing YA, and about 5 months later, 4 months later, you find yourself in the infamous Pelican Bay in a level 4 yard, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
How was that drive up there? First of all, I heard that's a treacherous drive.
Yeah, it was a long drive. Uh, chained up on a bus. I'm not sure how long, 6, 7, 8 hours from Tracy, DVI.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was scared shitless,
I bet.
deep inside. But I'm not gonna. I don't want to show, and I have to fight back, man. And yeah, so they sent me in there, and then even if, like I said on my videos, even the police tripped out on me, like, and told me when as soon as I walked in 8 block, like, hey, what are you doing here, man? Does your mom know you're here?
Shit. What was
Yeah.
the first thing that you remember that still sticks in your mind when you walked into Pelican Bay?
That this is real, and I have to do my best to survive. And how do I survive fighting big people with a strap or with something? Of course, how do
Right.
I get that? How do I get away without getting caught? And stuff like that. Like basically, your survival instinct.
Wow. Yeah, straight survival. So
Yeah.
who's so when you get there, who's the one that gives you the rundown on that joint? Did those guys approach you? The Asian car approach you as soon as you hit the yard, or did they drop you a kite when you got into the cell?
All right, this is what's weird, bro. Cause in reception in the Pinta prison, you have to stay on orientation for a while, couple weeks, even a month. They're trying to find out where they're supposed to put you. But they let me out for yard. Uh, what do you call this? Coming from medical, they opened up the gate and let me out to the yard. And I didn't go back to my building, so I don't know if they were. I don't know why, but I still have my jumpsuit, the white one, the for
Oh,
orientation.
shit,
So
right.
so instead of going back to the 8th building, of course I see what's up on the yard, and I was nervous. I'm like, what the fuck? How come there's no? I'm trying to look for my people. Where the Asian or Islanders at? Like, what the hell? So I'm looking, I'm walking and walking, and finally I saw two. So as I getting close to them, and these guys were big, like for an Asian, they're like swole.
Right.
So I'm walking up to them, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I said, "Oh, they asked me first actually. Hey, you Asian? Yeah, Pinoy." So I go in there, and then we're chopping it up. Uh, the other guys, there's two Cambodians, swole guy. The other guy
Right.
asked me. He asked me. I remember. He asked me. So where you from out there? Uh, I just said uh, from the 818 from San Fernando Valley, and then he said, "Oh yeah, is that right? Me too."
Mm,
Right. So I
that's
was
right.
like, man, I'm not even trying to gangbang right now. I don't even want to fight right now, man.
Especially these big
You know?
guys.
Yeah. Or yeah. And because different mentality. So man, I hope this guy don't say he's from ABC. I have to take off on this guy, man.
Not,
In my head, right?
not in
you
there.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just chopping it up, being cool, like yeah. And then he said that. So what hood you're from out there? So he just went straight up. So like, fuck, I ain't got no choice. I'm from Jefrox gang. Where you from? You know. All right. All right, for sure. I know a gang of your homies. I know this and that. Michelle from whatever. I'm from. What about you? Where we from, man? From Bad Nice ABZ. Oh, is that right? yeah. What's up, man? You know what I mean? I was ready, man. I don't care,
Right.
Yeah. And then what do you call this? Or and then he didn't even care.
Yeah, if
Like
not.
he didn't even see me as a Jeff Rocks or the street shit because he got all day. And I was kind of confused because I thought you're gonna need that. you know what I mean? And then
You still have that YA mentality a little bit, thinking that that's
yeah,
how it's gonna be, right?
yeah,
Did,
bro. So yeah.
did
So I
any?
was
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
my bad. I was just gonna say I was actually kind of relieved. You know?
That he didn't want that from you.
yeah. So
So, did anybody ever have to take you to the side and say, "Hey, youngster, come here, homie. We don't get down like that over here. This is how it is." Or did
all
you
right.
kind of just start picking it up little by little by watching the guys?
See, we have our own thing inside the Asian Pacific Islander car. Like for example, a Cambodian guy or somebody else that's not Pinoy cannot really freely go to me and straight up say, "Hey man, I'm your big homie, and this is how this is the rundown," because they would have to give the Filipino, the OG Pinoy respect. to talk to me first and do the rundown on me, the Pinoy style, you
That's
know.
right.
So they waited first for the other folks to talk to me and basically told me what's up.
So when did you realize, or did you realize right off the back when you were in Tracy, or did it take a little bit of time in the Bay to figure out, fuck, dude, these boys don't play over here. This ain't fighting.
Yeah,
They're killing
yeah,
over here.
bro. Yeah, because right there, yeah, when people die from virtual rights, people get shot in the head, people get stabbed to death in the wrong spot, whatever. You could die, but the killings are happening from the one-on-one cell fight in the cell when nobody can stop it, and that's what was going on over there. You'll just hear stories, they just hear rumors like somebody died again, he killed a cellie, got
Wow.
caught on count time, and one of those guys, one of the cell that became open was our chance for me and my other homeboy from the hood to sell up and use that cell that somebody had, that they ended up going to the hole for killing each other.
Now, you were in there for so many years. Did you ever have any cell fights yourself with any of your cellies? I would think maybe.
Yes. Just my this VN cat. He's also a youngster, but he's not a YA baby. He's fresh off the county, fresh off the streets. And what do you call this? Yeah, man, he had all day, so he was stressed out. But everybody was stressed out in there.
Right.
And you know, and man, it was just I couldn't get away from that one. I really had to get down with him. So it came to the point when we had to get down. Yeah.
Did the Asian car get upset that you guys got down on each other, or they're just like it's a personal thing?
They looked at it as a personal thing. They checked both of us, his people. The VN checked him, and my people. He checked me and told me that, but they just want to make sure that I'm not on the wrong or doing anything that's gonna cause me to get checked.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys ever have any inner beefs with each other? Because I mean, you were there for a long time, so I'm sure you must have seen a lot of things. Did you guys, like the VN, ever have any problems with the Pinoy where it was 2-on-2, 3-on-3, or did you guys pretty much always squash that kind of beef?
Oh, okay. From what I hear, bro, that happens usually in the lower yard,
Okay.
like in the level 2 or level 3, whereas like a more Disneyland yard. But in the 4, we're kind of tighter because it's more serious over
Right.
there, and whatever it is that they're beefing with, they better take care of it as fast as you can in a cell somewhere.
Now, would you say that your YA time helped you or hindered you in your prison experience?
It helped me a lot, bro, because especially on the fighting part, it helped me a lot because more experience, the better.
The more experience, and I'm sure, like I said, you as a young Asian guy, there's always guys trying to punk you, why, homie? They're trying to get you.
Always, bro, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, tell me about any story that somebody came up to you, because I've got a few where fools straight up they try to take your shit or try to punk you real quick, and they'll find out real quick. Now, don't fuck with this guy.
I see you on. I first saw you with Beaver, man.
Oh, Big
And
Beeves.
This was a long time ago, bro. And what do you call this? It was a long. It was like a part 1, a long part 1, long part 2. But anywho, yeah, man. And I was looking at him. So he was in YA, then he was in the Pinta, and he was talking about the difference.
Yeah.
And then if you notice, because me and Mahina was watching it, and if you notice, in his room, he still has like a
The posters of the whole lady and all that. Like he's in the fucking cell.
the blue rag or the ray rag, and you got the pictures of that. I'm like, dude, this guy he just careered it, man. But
Yeah, he did. He
you
careered it,
know,
homeboy.
yeah, and he was like, I guess he spent a lot of years in there. And some people would call that institutionalized or whatever.
Yeah, I would say Beaver definitely was, and hopefully he shakes it. But it's tough, man, after so many years, especially like the shit he went through in Nellis. But let's get back to you up in
Oh
prison.
yeah.
So now when you guys are in the joint, you're up in the Bay. Who are you running with as far as allies go now? Because you set up in OH, you guys are running with Norteños. Are you guys still running with Norteños now in prison, or like when let's say when some shit kicks off?
Oh no. YA it don't count no more when you go to prison.
Right.
Prison's different now. What do you call this? Yeah, in prison is only the Asian and Pacific Islander. But what I noticed from my experience, this was in 2006. the Native Americans we can even sell up with each other if we want to. We were allies. We would
Okay.
go to war with each other at the time.
Because
And
they were also
Pelican
considered
Bay.
others in prison, right? The Native Americans.
I'm not sure if they're considered others, but I think they have their own Native American in
Okay.
the section. Yeah.
So did you guys ever up where you were at? Was there northern, south, or was it
Yeah.
only one? There was all.
Yeah, I think there was, man. We were mixed in there in Pelican Bay.
And did you guys
Oh,
were you guys able to talk to one another, or who would you not be able to talk to?
excuse me, except Bulldog. They weren't in
Oh, yeah,
Pelican Bay.
they were in their own thing.
Yeah.
By that time, they had beef with both sides.
Yeah.
So when you were in there, would you guys be able to talk to black people, norteños, sureños, or only certain facets of gangs?
Okay, bro. That's
You
one
were
of the
at.
advantage with us, the Asian Pacific Islander. We don't have a mandatory rule where you can't talk to the black and the whites and the Mexicans.
Right.
We can do business with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many years were you there at the Bay?
3 years from 06 to 09.
In those 3 years, how many stabbings or people dying or thing you would think happened in those 3 years?
There's a lot of stabbings, maybe like what 50, 100 in 3 years, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they were dying though.
Right, but at least you got that many stabbings. How about drug overdoses? Was that going on a lot over there, or not much?
Nah, it was for me. It was dry over there.
It was dry for you. Huh?
Yeah, they had VIP stuff, but I wouldn't. It wasn't. They wouldn't be out there so dry.
Did you ever dabble in drugs while you were in prison, as far as using?
Yeah, bro, I got into the mix.
Right, and what was it at Pelican Bay or another prison?
Calipatra.
Okay, so after you left the Bay after 3 or 4 years, you went to Calipad. How many years were you there for?
Oh no, I went to Kern Valley first.
Okay, how long were you there?
For like a whole year, but most of the time it was lockdown.
Why riots?
Yeah, the racial riot. We was at war with the whites.
How many whites were there at the let's say the yards you guys come out with?
It was almost similar in number.
Right.
Yeah. They were by themselves. Okay. Southside wasn't gonna jump for them.
They weren't. There was their own beef. Now, when that war was going on with the Woods, when you rolled up, was it already happening, or did it start happening when you got there? You rolled up like, fuck, we're already in lockdown. We're at war.
Oh no, not yet. I still had to enjoy a little bit of yard time for like a month.
Right. And then what happened? Was it over some money or anything to talk about it? If not, no worries.
Oh, it's just as public knowledge anyways. They talked about this already in different. Okay. It's as simple as ongoing beef from a different yard that caught on to a different yard again, and
that just carried over there.
Carried over there. Yes.
And how long were you guys coming in and out of your cells as far as the lockdown goes?
All right, they would legally let us out every 3 months, but before that, they would play with us and call us for medical, and supposedly accidentally let us go together in medical, and to just trying to test the water, and it would always crack off.
Also, so that's pretty much what they were doing, because you're not gonna get if you know a white gang and an Asian gang, that's not too hard to mix up right there.
Yes. So they would actually do it on purpose, if you ask me from my point of view. And every 3 months, the lucky part was, for some reason, the sergeant or whoever was in control, they were letting out the old people first.
Right.
So being that I was like a young guy, they weren't letting out my cell every 3 months, but we would be ready. We would be at physically, mentally, whatever we can, so to the best of our ability. No, but they weren't. Just got lucky.
In those months that you were in there in lockdown for that year and some change, were you in there working out, getting your money, making shanks, trying to get ready, mentally preparing yourself? Like, I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run this. I mean, talk to me, baby.
Yeah, bro. Well, first we have to survive with food, because the food is not enough, right? You'll be hungry because you're in lockdown. So I would send
no store during that whole lockdown.
No store, no. No package, none of that. So I would send money. I would take risk and send money to other people's books and just go by their word, because in prison that's all you got is your word, right?
Yes.
And I've had I've had circumstances where some of them will get rolled up and go, run with the money. Like,
Right.
fuck it, I lost 100, but go
Oh,
with somebody
fuck.
else. But yeah, that happens also. So, but anywho, so I just started buying hygiene. For example, he has hygiene right here on the spot, like $50 worth. Okay, let
Right.
me get that. Slide it on my door, and then but when the kitchen worker comes, I'll slide the hygiene for some peanut butter or something.
I need some calories, baby. I need some
Yeah,
calories.
yeah. So that works. That works also.
So, you were able to program after, or they shipped you out before the lockdown ended over there?
No, through the whole lockdown, I ended up escaping the war and going to Calipatria.
Okay, and how was Calipatria now? How was
This
Calipatria that time of year? Was it a beautiful place?
it was a beautiful place because we weren't on lockdown, and it was like so many movements, so much freedom, basically.
Freedom in
Yeah.
prison is funny how that works, huh?
Yes, and you just is more movement and flooded too during my time.
By this time that you're getting Calipat, how many years have you been down?
Oh, okay. At this point, oh man, 6 years, 7 years, around that.
Okay. So you're just halfway through your term, pretty much.
Yes. But to try to survive, you do your best not to think about your parole date, because it's gonna take forever. You just go day by day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna eat you up inside if you sit there and just think about those calendar days.
Yeah.
So what would you do? Did you draw? Did you gamble? Did you do a little bit of dope? What was your thing when you were in the joint to try to
Ah,
pass the time?
that's the thing. What do you call this? The only gambling that I got involved with was NBA. NBA, when people would NFL not that good, but NBA sometimes I would call it. Oh, he's gonna win by 7 points. Sometimes they will actually win by 7. They would actually win by 9, by 2, by 3. I used to be good at that, so I'll take bets on that. But as far as gambling tough, not really though. What I did got into was the dope game.
Okay, now were you using, selling, a little bit of both? And how was that experience?
Oh, it was the Calipats culture there, man, and I was doing all of it, all of it.
Were you
Yeah,
slamming?
slamming too, everything.
Now, was that the first time you ever slammed dope when you were in Calipat?
First time in my whole entire life in
And
Calipat.
when you were young, did you ever think you'd end up being a cell shooting heroin?
Never, bro, never.
So walk me through
Yeah.
this experience. Who ended up giving you the drugs? Was it your celly? Did he give you the rig? I mean, how did that go down?
I mean, even in Kern Valley, I already had a lot of sellers that was already all up in the game, deep in the game,
Right.
But never did I trust them or join them. So go ahead, you guys can have that. But when I end up selling up with one of my the pare Sally, uh, in which at the time I looked up to this guy. He was the G homie,
Right.
and he said, "Hey, it's better off that you do it with me because I got your back, rather than doing it with somebody else."
Great advice.
And of course, I was all about my peoples,
Yes.
and fuck it. Let me start. Let me see what it was. The fuss is all about.
Right.
Yeah, because he gave me this logic where if I was to do it in the nose, I would waste like what 90%. I only get like 10%.
No caldito for you.
Yeah, so I get to get the whole 100%, and
Ah,
it's
fuck.
instant gratification. So
Get more. So how long did you well, after you did that first hit, how long till you did the second one, and then how was the pattern after that?
all right, man, because I got my own thing, bro. I was getting my own thing.
You were scoring.
Yes, I was scoring to whatever ways, right?
Right.
And then so actually I have a lot, and I was like whenever is needed. But at the time, I was trying to balance working out and staying in shape the whole time. So how do I do this? How do we do this?
Right.
And because I don't wanna lose. I don't wanna lose to this battle where this is no longer in my control.
Because many do.
Yes, and as I actually at one point, what really woke me up is when I was at the kitchen and I couldn't hang no more. Had put a little bit more than what I could take in the
Right.
spoon, to where at work in the kitchen I had to sleep or take a nap under the when they were passing out the food
You're nodding out.
yeah, inside the thing. I told the homie, "I'm my bad, bro." The also homie, I gotta take a nap right here. I know it's not supposed to be like that, but I did it anyways. I took a nap, and even the police, she was actually on TV. It's the same one, same hyena. She would look at me because she would call me youngster too, just to play around with me or whatever.
Right.
And she would look at me like,
Ah.
"Man, get to work, man." And then I'm just like, "Man, I can't. I'll just just leave it. I'll just leave right here, whatever. Write me up, fuck it."
Ah,
Yeah,
shit. So
yeah. But she would just,
how many years were you doing that shit for?
oh, all right, man. This fuck from Calipat to Arizona to Oklahoma.
Oh shit! No, you were on a good run for a minute, youngster.
Yeah, bro. Uh, and then I got kicked out of Oklahoma and high desert. It was so dry. I decided to kick this shit off right here.
That's right, man.
Yeah, because
Have you seen any homies of yours, or how many guys have you seen that drug has just destroyed their lives?
so many, so many to the point where I respected that shit so much. I'm not even gonna go that route because I might not be able to come back like these other people did. You know, because I got a homie from the hood personally that I know of that he don't mind getting stabbed, and he actually got stabbed so
Oh,
many
oh,
times
he's
from different
one of
guards.
those, huh?
Yeah, but he's not gonna lock it up though. He'll take the stabbing because they can't really kill him anyways, because
Oh, that's
or whatever.
crazy.
He'll just take the stabbing, man. So I was just blessed and lucky enough not to end up with other Pinoys on the yard that they were doing that, because it would leave me no choice. Because of your pride, you can't let a Chinese guy or Vietnamese guy or Cambodian stab your own people. You have
Right,
to stab him yourself.
right. So
Yeah.
how many percent of guys in prison, especially on level 4 yard, would you say dabble in that in the drug game? Over 50, over 60, or less?
In the drug game, bro.
As
How
far
many
as
were?
using.
Oh shit! Damn near everybody, bro.
Shit.
Almost 90%. Especially the lifers. That's the
Right.
most fun that they could ever have in their entire life, because imagine they will never get out. So let me get this escape reality just for a minute.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, did you ever get any good schooling aside from let's get high right now from anybody that's especially doing some time and telling you, hey, youngster, check this out, man. You got a choice. You got a chance to get out of prison, man. You can change your life.
Yes, bro. I would study and listen to everybody, man. I would hear them out with the open mind, because I was doing that because for my own survival purposes. I have to actually learn as much as I can and know everybody, so that I'll be able to basically get along with everybody, and know how to handle myself. Because my word can get me killed if I say the wrong word,
Right.
if I do something bad. So to survive, I have to check myself, and not let somebody else do it.
Right.
And
So
yeah.
so now you're in the joint. When, because it's going to come to a point where you are going to look at the calendar. All those years before, you're not going to look at the calendar, whether you get a year away, whether you get 6 months away, whether you get 3 months away. One day, youngster looked at the calendar and said, "Shit, I'm almost going home." When was that date?
Oh man. On high desert, when I got kicked out of Oklahoma, when I went to high desert, I was already being more optimistic now. Because I was like a couple years to the pad. Oh man, this is realistic now, man.
You started seeing it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
what was your biggest fear you think about getting out?
it's not getting out, bro. That's my biggest fear.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And that was a real fucking fear.
That was a real fucking fear. They're gonna put me in a position where either I'm gonna finish my tour or live with myself going out and make an excuse and say that I went out and just PC up or something like that.
Right.
That's my biggest fear.
Did you see many guys in there piecing up while you were there, or a good chunk of them?
So many, bro. For 13 years, imagine 13 years. I used to look up to a lot of people. Oh, this guy really is a gangster. Oh, this guy, look how he talks. He really is a gangster, right? Oh, this guy's big and everything. I seen everything, bro, for 13 years, and most of the time, those are the people that lock it up.
They put the persona out there for everybody else to believe.
Yes.
And you said something that caught my ear. You said your tour. Do you see it as a tour of duty, like a war vet or something? And I kind of see that. I'd say the same myself. So that's why.
You know what? Where did I get this from? I think I got this from Nate Dogg. Oh, yeah, from Nate Dogg. Now I'm sick. I'm proud of myself that I finished my tour.
Big Nate Dogg. That went sick. Shout out to the homie, man.
Yeah. Shout out. I can look at myself in the mirror and I finished my tour. I don't got to prove myself to no one. I didn't PC up on the streets. There's no such thing as PCing it up on the streets.
Well, that's actually a great point. But that's the thing with us, all of us. When I say us, just people who ran the streets, right, youngster? We, for so long when we're young, are trying to prove something to everybody else. And then we get to a point that we think we got to prove stuff to ourselves. But in reality, we don't got nothing to prove to nobody. Man, all we got to do is work and take care of our families, homie.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, when do you get that letter, phone call, somebody comes, knocks, and tells you, hey, you got a week out, you got this out? Do they prepare you? Do they give you any kind of classes? How do you know that, hey, this is becoming more and more real now?
What do you call this? Let me see. Because every year we would go to our annual thing.
Okay.
Yes, so talk to the counselor and let you know how you did and your points and stuff like that. And they told me like, oh, here's your new EPR date, and you're getting close there. You know, do you want what do you call this? They actually gave us option. I had no idea that even the people that are ex-convict that did more than 10 years, they could they're entitled to get some kind of money from the government for the PTSD or something like that.
Shit. I didn't know that.
Did you know that? Yeah.
I did not know that. No.
And I was looking at the money. Oh my God, this is a lot of money. Yeah, but I guess those only for U.S. citizens only. And yeah, besides the $250, gate money, whatever, which I didn't get because they were going to deport me anyways.
So did you know off the back when you're getting released, you're getting deported?
Yes, even from the beginning of my sentence, they told me already.
You didn't get no INS hearing, nothing. That's it. You're out of here.
Not yet. They just told me that. By the way, after you do in the beginning, you're gonna get deported. Beginning.
Oh wow. Yeah. So you got a double whammy. You got the 14-year sentence plus a life sentence exiled from America.
Yes, from the land of the what?
Land of the free.
Yeah.
Hey, so now you're getting released. Walk me through how they deport you from prison. What do they do?
All right. So, they called me up for release. I took my stuff. They had me on the holding tank in Ironwood State Prison, level 3, and I was in the holding tank with another black guy, and he was also getting released. He was happy. He did a lot of time also. We're both happy.
I'm sure.
And what do you call this? He gave me a cool Pro Club shorts because I think they already packed up my stuff, and here you go, just have this. He's going home anyways. I'm like, oh shit, look at that. But we're never gonna see each other again. And then they picked him up, and then he left. And then I'm thinking I'm still hoping that hopefully INS don't pick me up and they just let me out there. They're not gonna catch me no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And but nah, that was just a wishful thinking. INS came just like they said they will, and took me to INS station at first. There was a headquarters.
They pick you up in a van and cuff you like regular? Like if you're still in prison?
Yes. Yeah, van and cuff you in a dog cage, actually, in the van.
Right. And then
So
you go to the holding place in the INS. What happens there?
they asked me if do you want to fight to stay or you just want to sign this right now so we could process your paper so you can leave.
So you could be
And
free.
guess what my decision was at the
Oh,
time.
you signed real quick. I'm out of here.
No.
No, you fought it.
Yeah, I said let's try this. Let's try to fight it. Maybe they'll look at it as man, he was just a little kid, man. Look at him now. He did good. I mean, he got cool. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe there's hope, man.
how long did you fight it for?
Just for a couple months. Because as soon as I went to the Santa Ana, Orange County. I talked to the other Filipinos. There's Filipinos in there,
Right.
and even other Asians and Vietnamese and Cambodians. They said, "Hey, pare, you're just wasting your time, man. You're not gonna win.
Right.
Yeah, just next time on your next hearing court date, make sure you sign." And I believe them, man. Fuck this. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck it, man. Let me sign.
Yeah, it's a tough one to win, man. Especially in the culture. I would think maybe now, or who knows in the future, it would be different. But yeah, they're deporting everybody, man. So now it's it, youngster. You signed your paper. You're getting ready to deport it. What do? They put you on a con bus or something, or airline or something, or what do they do with you?
All right. They put me to Arizona first for waiting to get picked up, and then they actually made a mistake because waiting for a couple months. They took us to the van to the airport to the G6. There was a little jet plane. Oh, you guys are lucky. You guys get to experience the jet plane, and then they let everybody on the plane except for me. So they came back. Yeah, they fucked up on yours. You're going back. Wow, man, you guys are playing with my emotions, man. I've been waiting for so long, and then why is everybody went to the So I went back to the Florence, or I think it was in Arizona.
Right.
And then everybody's like, "Why is this fool back, man?" Because I thought I really
You
thought I was
already
gone.
said your goodbyes. I'm out of here, guys. I give you hugs, everything. I give my shit away.
Yeah. And then so I get to kick it there again for like a couple months. I forgot.
Oh shit, months
For
ago.
for the next plane again. And this time it was Philippine Airlines.
And they just put you on there like no more handcuffs, no more nothing. You're just for the first time you're free.
Escorted by two marshals.
Okay.
Handcuffs
still or no?
Handcuff at the front, covered up with like a jacket. So the people at the airport in LAX, they don't. Yeah.
They didn't put that shocker thing on you. Sometimes they put a shocker around your waist. I heard.
No, not on me. Just the handcuff.
But they flew with you all the way to the Philippines.
All the way to the Philippines.
Just you by yourself, or was there more guys?
It was just me, along with the population.
You're an expensive guy, man. You got two marshals over here flying with you to the Philippines. So now you're at the Philippines. When was the last time you were in the Philippines before you got there this time?
Oh man, for like almost 18 years I wasn't in the Philippines.
And you get off the plane. When do those Cubs finally get off of you, dude?
At the airport, in the Philippines.
You take them off. You look, and they walk away from you, and that's it. You're just there, like, all right.
Yeah.
How was that feeling, brother?
I was like, here we go, man. I'm free. And first things first, I gotta contact my people. And luckily I have family because others don't even have family. So I have family to stay, a place to stay and help me out. Yeah. So
what was the biggest culture shock of the Philippines that was so much different than you remembered?
All right. So I haven't been even in LA County or LA. I haven't been in the streets for so long, so I wasn't really sure how it was. But then the first streets that I been to was the Philippines, and at the drive, inside the taxi at the drive to my place from the airport, I was looking at like bombs that are just laying down on the streets, with nothing, and I was like, damn, that's one of the first thing I noticed, and I was like, life is hard, man. I thought I had it hard, but these people, they literally don't have nothing.
Yeah, there's no PTSD money over there. There's no welfare over there, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
How bad is the drug problem out there? Because out here the meth is running wild, man. What are they doing out there?
Oh, it was so wild at one point that Duterte had to make a decision that we gotta kill.
Oh,
As,
that's right. That's the fucking
yeah,
Philippine president that started killing the drug dealers over there, right?
yeah, bro. It was a hard choice to make, but he felt like this was necessary to help clean the streets.
No, yeah, yeah, it was running rampant. They were giving him all kind of shit, and he was saying, "No, man, our people are dying. They're all getting drugged out here."
Yes, yes. So I mean, it didn't actually completely stop, but
Right.
it made a difference.
It made a big difference. Is
Yeah,
he still the president out there?
still the president right
Yeah,
now.
he'll probably stay the president, man. So let's get a little bit into this, man. Wait, first let's. Is your family still out here in Los Angeles, like your mom and dad, or your brothers and sisters?
Yeah, yeah. They're all U.S. citizens,
Except,
and
except for you.
half, yeah, from half my mom's still there, and then my folks are here in the Philippines. My dad.
Okay, so does your mom ever go back at all to go visit you?
Last time she did, uh,
How was the first time you saw your mom after so many years, man?
it was crazy. Imagine hugging your mom not from prison for the first time in like 13 years,
Yeah, brother.
and it was, it's different. It's like because we don't know how much years we got left on Earth, and I was blessed to be given that chance again.
I bet and that's why I was saying at the beginning of the video that you have a different energy about you for a guy who's been in the joint for all those years. You're very easygoing. You're a very happy guy. Do you think you appreciate life so much more now that you went through what you went through?
Yes, sir. I appreciate everything now, man. Every single thing I appreciate now. I don't want to take nothing for granted no more.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So how long have you been out now?
Since 2016,
Okay, so it's been a few years
April.
now. How,
Yeah.
what was your first job out there, and what are you doing now?
All right. My first job was actually real estate. My cousin, my cousin that started from the bottom, that literally had nothing, that is now big time. Uh, he said, "Try this, man. If you don't like it, then just take a spot. If you do, then that's cool."
Right.
I just got stuck and I just fell in love with it until now.
So
Yeah.
you're youngster, the real estate agent.
Yeah, yeah. Just
But I take it you don't go there with your shirt out, fool, because I don't think you get too many
oh no,
sales.
brother.
He's so-
Uh, no, no. Because the Asian culture, especially the Philippines, bro,
Yeah.
they're extremely judgmental. And especially if you have tattoos. I mean, you could say that, oh, they're open-minded now. It's
A
more of
little
a accepted thing now. Not really. Deep inside, embedded in their subconscious, they still look at you as you're a bad person,
criminal.
criminal,
Well, yeah,
violent.
that's how it was out here, and even when you were out here in LA, back in those days, only the criminals were getting tattoos. Nowadays, every hipster in the world has tattoos out here.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you go to work, you put the long sleeve on. Is that what you do?
Oh yeah, man. I got the long sleeve on. I got the most squarest hairstyle that I can get. Yeah, I got the YouTube channel, the Real Estate Philippines.
Is that you got another one? Like I haven't seen that one yet. I got to check that one out. So is there
Yeah.
anybody out there who's seen you in your whole attire like a professional guy, and then all of a sudden you go out to the beach or something, and they see you with your shirt off, and they're like, "The hell? Who are
Yeah,
you?"
yeah, bro. See, right. The thing with sales, to those that has sales as their primary job, they don't even care about how many people you killed in the past, man. They just care
Right.
about if you know how to sell, if you can actually sell
That's right.
properties or not. Yeah, and if you once you've proven yourself that you're able to do this, then you're proven yourself. You're good to go. You're accepted.
So what advice would you give a young Asian guy that's out here in Los Angeles, may have been raised here, may have just came from the Philippines, may have came from some other part, and is thinking about dabbling in gangs and all that stuff?
Oh, okay, bro. So in Pare Young, if you notice, I always when I get a chance, I talk shit to the Snitch 9 generation, and because those are the people that has no honor, no integrity, that would like beat up. Imagine what was going to their head. Beat up on old people that can't fight back. So what? That's the Snitch 9 generation. No morals.
Right.
Everybody for themselves. They don't believe in integrity and honor. You can't eat that because everything this is all about money now. Money is their god, which is understandable because this is real world, the real life.
Right.
It's all about who can backstab who the most, the best, who's the
Right.
best manipulator. But guess what? On my channel, I'm trying to make it cool that hey, having honor and integrity it still works, and I'm gonna show that by action that it's still gonna work in today's day and age.
That's right, brother. So
Yeah.
so we were talking. What have you heard about Asian hate? And that's actually why I brought you on because I've seen your stuff from before, but I was like, no, it is not time. It is not time. And then finally I said, you know what? It's time. Let me hit this guy up real quick, man.
Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cause I'm connected. I see on my IG from with the Asians with attitude and the other group, the rooftop Asians and other stuff like this, and I see a lot of and then it's exaggerated now. You can't really turn your back like it's not existing, like it's not happening because it really is, and the hate is real. And what do you call this? So the least that I can do is at least share more awareness and talk about it, and but at the same time not condoning doing the same thing that they're doing.
Right, right. Yeah, because what it is, I mean, and we're having the same problems, and believe it or not, we've been having it just as long as you guys. The only thing is that luckily for the Asians, you guys are getting a lot of spotlight on the problem right now because
Oh, okay.
we've been having the same problem with vendors and all that. And I mean, it's the sad reality that a lot of it has to do with the I don't want to call it the hip hop culture. It might be the Stitch Nine culture that you're saying, and,
I
and a
think
lot
so too.
yeah, and a lot of it, unfortunately, is a lot of brothers doing it. I mean, it's not calling out the whole race, but it is. It's a lot of brothers doing it, and I think that I like the Asian hate thing where they're going, but where I don't agree with it, youngsters, where they say, "Oh, we got to be honest." No, call it for what it is, dude. You guys need to stop beating up Asian. You guys need to stop beating up peloteros. You guys, it's not a cool thing, and at least you guys are bringing it to the forefront because yeah, dude, it's a lot of stuff going on here, and it's a sad reality.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, especially the one last video when, man, I had no idea she was a Filipino old grandma. I think she was like 75, and I saw how that big black dude just front kick her, and then started stomping her out like a straight bitch. You know what I mean? So that right there, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like you said, yeah, we don't want straight up. I don't either
yeah,
condone. Oh, let's go to war because then that's just a cycle. But it
yeah.
is. I got a brother coming in on Saturday. I'm gonna hit him up the same thing. To me, it's this syndrome that I made up. I call it the BBG syndrome, the big black guy syndrome. It's like I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna take your shit. And not everyone, the thug ones that don't care, but that's a problem that's I think in every community. But it's just a little bit more in it, and they see. You
Yeah.
small Asian lady, come on, you're not gonna beat her up. What are you gonna gain out of that, brother?
Yeah. And on that video, I noticed the security guards. They're big too. They were big too.
Yeah, they were.
They just closed the door like, oh no,
Not,
I don't
they
want
don't
this
want.
kind of stress
They don't
right
want
now.
nothing to do with it, bro. They want nothing to do with it. But no, man. The great thing was that you guys had a lot of. Oh, I don't know of a lot because you guys really don't have that many stars. But the stars that you guys do have that have platforms, they came out, brother. They came out and spoke up and said this needs to stop, and you guys are doing a great thing about it, man.
Oh yes, sir. All of that is appreciated, man. What do you call this? And what do you call even the Rasa? You guys were experienced a lot of the same thing too, like the vendors that you said that were getting
Yeah, of
robbed and
course.
stuff like that.
It's the
Yeah,
same thing, but the problem that we have as Raza is our big stars, they don't really come out and say anything, brother. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're scared to lose. They don't. You haven't seen one big star of a platform come out. You can look at all their Instagram. None of them, dude. They're
not even not even my boy George Lopez, man. Uh,
uh for the vendors and all that, no, because he would have to go against, I guess, black industry or black because they'll be like, what's the black guys doing?
uh
And they get
but
scared because that's their money.
Okay, understood, understood. But
Well,
we're
that's
not.
at least that's what I think.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense. I'm not targeting a specific race. It's just this is what I see from my own eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. But if you don't address the problem and say, "Hey, this is what's going on," I'm not saying every single one. No, not. We again, we abuse ourselves more than anybody else. But when we do it, we usually do it to somebody that's our age, our size, or gang banging. But we don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go fucking knock this old lady over or this old man over." And
yeah,
no,
man.
that's a difference. It's a different category of moral value, I guess, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me ask you this: we'll get off the political topic. How good was the Filipino food out here in LA? Is it better out there in the Philippines?
All right. Just in case you didn't know, correct me if I'm wrong, bro. But the meat over there, the chicken and the meat and everything else, they have steroids, right?
Yes.
They make them bigger so that they can feed more people.
Yes.
Right here, they don't. So the size of the chicken is the actual chicken, and whatever the taste, it's more original.
Yes.
So you could actually taste, you could taste the meat, and you could appreciate it more.
Well,
Yeah.
here you can buy the chicken organic, but it's gonna cost you an arm or a leg for that chicken. But yeah, so the Filipino food is better over there. That's what they do. It's a hustle, brother. It's a hustle, man. So
Okay.
what's we're gonna start wrapping this up. What's the one thing that you miss about America, and what's the one thing that you don't miss about America?
All right. One thing I miss was the culture and being able to uh basically all the girls, right? I mean, how else how else can I say it, right? But I mean, we have in here too. You know what I mean? And but what I don't freaking miss is CDC and the system and the
That's right, brother. Hey,
system.
so with all that, let's wrap this thing up. I'll give you the last word. Tell people where they could find you: Instagram, YouTube, the whole shebang. Mom, it's on you.
All right, everything is on public. You guys can search me up. Anyways, Pare Young is my original channel, YouTube channel, but I have a new channel. It's called Real Estate Philippines TV. So you guys check that out too. That's what I do right now in the real world in the streets. So you can see clearly why I don't really think about the other nonsense right now because of this.
That's right, brother. Hey, man, thank you for coming on, brother. I'm sure we'll be working again, brother.
I appreciate your time. Thanks for having me, bro. And
right.
come kick it on the show too.
Of course, no. I'm gonna swing by over there. Don't even trip.
All right, brother. Thank you.